and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. And yeah, you probably would have guessed that this one was coming after the last video. This is Space Harrier II, which is a bit of an unusual title because there was never a Space Harrier II arcade machine. So basically Sega, I think it was initially for the Mega Drive, came up with this Space Harrier II game and then licensed it for various other conversions. And this one is the Amiga version. This came out in 1990, I believe, and like Space Harrier and what was basically Space Harrier 1.5, Return to the Fantasy Zone, I also had this one as well, Space Harrier II, because at the time I had no idea that it wasn't an arcade conversion, and so I grabbed this thinking that I had missed out on a sequel to one of my favourite arcade games. So, well, how does it play? Well, to start off with, let's wait for it to finish this demo. The first level, Four's Yard. In fact, you can actually select which level you start off at, so I don't know if that means all of the levels are as difficult as each other or what. What I do know is I don't get very far in this game. If I start at level 1, which is Four's Yard, then I usually get to level 2, but I've never made it to the boss of level 2, so I've never made it even close to the boss of level 2. That's rather indicative of not only how much I've played it now, but how much I've played it in a day. Now, you do have a menu which allows you to make a few subtle changes, so you can decide if you want rapid fire on or off. I keep it off because I can actually fire faster myself than the rapid fire does. Control types, you have choice between mouse and joystick. Of course, mouse with this game is almost essential. You can, for some reason, choose to reverse the controls. Again, I don't. And you have the selection between music and sound effects, so unfortunately we have one or the other. You don't have both. So how does that affect it? Well, it does affect it quite badly actually as we get a game underway. Now, rather annoyingly, it is a multi-load, so we start off with him seemingly running in a very hyperactive way, even though he doesn't actually run very far. So we start here, and this is where you can select which level you start at. So we'll start at level 1, which is Four's Yard, and then we have to wait for the multi-load. Rather annoyingly, it's a multi-load for every level. So here we go. This is not level 1. I can say that for sure. It's saying level 2, so I've chosen to start on the wrong level. Okay, well, I mean, surely you know what Space Harrier is all about anyway, so you know it's not like you're missing out on anything. For some reason, the enemy shots in this are rings. They're not, you know, like fireballs or anything. In this game you only get 5 lives. I say only, that's still a fair number, but of course in the conversion of the first Space Harrier game, if I'm doing so shit here, I'm just gonna bloody get myself killed. In the conversion of the first Space Harrier game, you, oh fuck it, look, just run into them. There you go. You get 9 lives. It's a hell of a lot. In this you with only 5, and with the difficulty level that this game has, that's not very many. Right, let's try again. This time we will try and start at level 1. Student area, that's level 1. So yeah, once again we have to wait for it to load up. There we go. And I find the whole thing of like only music, no sound effects, awful, to be quite frank. It sounds terrible, especially as the music is pretty crap, to put it mildly. It's diabolical. It's nowhere near the sort of quality that, you know, Amiga music can and often is. So I say can be and often is. And the music could and should have been a lot better than this. But then, you know, it's like a number of aspects of this game. Everything is a case of it should have been a lot better than it is. The game is atrocious. You do get bosses at the midway point. Here you recognise the old dragon from level 1 of the first Space Harrier game. Now, he doesn't take anywhere near as many hits to destroy, but I didn't destroy him anyway. Now this is the boss itself. This giant three-headed tortoise, turtle thing, whatever you want to call it. You can only shoot the heads when they actually appear, so he fires quite quickly when he's buggering off away from you. Yeah, when he's there in front of you, he doesn't actually do anything, so you can just fire away and that's him dealt with. So that's level 1 done. So now we have to wait for level 2 to load and so on and so on. I have no idea how many levels there are in this game, say, because I thought it was such a bad job. I never played it enough to, you know, even try to get too far in it to find out. And it's, well, you can already tell from the way I've been describing it, I am not a fan. I thought that the conversion of the first Space Harrier on the Amiga was basically like, you know, the best of a bad job. They were given an extremely difficult task, and they did pretty well with it. This, I mean, it wasn't an arcade game, so they pretty much had free reign, and it's just absolute shite, to be honest with you. And it doesn't help one bit that you've got no idea when they're firing at you because you can't hear it. You know, there's no sound effects if you've got the music playing, and the music's so shit anyway. So, you know, you just think, well, in fact, I will have one more go. Yeah, that'll do. But this time I will change it to sound effects. I don't think I ever played it with just sound effects, so this is a first for me. Let's see how it goes. Right, so this is in complete silence now because there's no music. So yeah, so presentation wise it's fucking dire. Oh my god, these sound effects are shit, and you still can't hear when they're firing at you. So the sound effects were clearly very much an afterthought because they sound absolute crap. So there's the occasional explosion when you shoot something, but most of the time it's silent when you shoot something. So the only actual... Okay, so there are 2 sound effects.
Get ready?
Right, so we've got the get ready, you get the and you can hear when he's firing, and occasionally you can hear when he shoots something, but that's it. There's no sound telling you that when the enemy is firing. So you've got to just basically, just hope that you are avoiding the enemy shots. Alright, so here we come with the boss. And again, complete silence. Probably guess. Yeah, that was piss poor. It was even more piss poor than my playing it. Right, so how do I rate it? Graphically, it's inferior in every way to the first Space Harrier game. In fact, graphically and sound-wise, this Amiga game is inferior to the Commodore 64 version of Space Harrier. Sound-wise, again, in terms of music and sound effects, it is inferior in every way to the first Space Harrier game.
Get ready!
And gameplay-wise, because it feels like it's just been slapped together with, it's like no one's really been that bothered about it from start to finish, and so it plays awful, as well as looking and sounding awful. It it's just absolute bollocks, is what it is. So what do I rate it? Well, I gave the first Space Harrier for the Amiga 7 out of 10. This, it doesn't even make half that. I will give it 2, and I think I may have overrated it a bit by giving it that much. It's absolute crap. So once again, if you can get the Space Harrier ROM for MAME, and more importantly, get it to work. I have the Space Harrier ROM for MAME, but I can never get it to work. But yeah, if you can do that, then yeah, do it. Otherwise, the Amiga version of the original Space Harrier is pretty good. This is absolute shit. Don't waste your time. So that's Space Harrier II for the Amiga, and it gets 2 out of 10. It's shit. Everything about it is shit. So there you go. Yeah. Ugh. So that's Space Harrier II for the Amiga, 2 out of 10. That brings this video to an end, and we'll see you at the next video.